This is my message to Kinetic Games. I never thought I'd say this, but here it is. Phasmophobia just does not feel like Phasmophobia anymore. I've spent over 700 hours in this game. I've supported it, praised it, I recommended it to basically everyone I know. But today, I need to speak up because something has changed and it's not for the better. When this game first came out, it was almost magical in a way. It felt raw and creepy in the best way possible. And you actually had to pay attention to pretty much everything. There was tension, personality, and a sense of the unknown that kept you hooked for hours on end. But now, the atmosphere's still there, but the soul of the game is fading. With each update, the game feels more mechanical, more like a checklist, less like an actual ghost hunt. So, let's talk about the progression system. When I first heard about tiered equipment, I was excited. It sounded like a smart way to deepen gameplay, give us new tools and strategies, and to be fair, the idea was solid. But in practice, it's paper thin. After just a few prestiges, whether it's your second, third, or in my case, seventh, you realize there's nothing there, no meaningful change to the experience, no sense of reward. You get badges and card frames. That's it. It doesn't make the game feel fresh. It just resets your progress, then asks you to grind the same objectives with lower tier gear and public lobbies. No one cares if you prestige. If anything, you're just seen as the slow player who's not min-maxing their runs. And those public lobbies, they've gotten bad. I mean, real bad. Either you play exactly how they want, or you just get kicked. I've been removed from matches for just taking my time, enjoying the game how it should be, instead of just speedrunning. And trolls? Oh, everywhere. I've had people trigger a hunt using the Ouija board and then blame me for it just to get me kicked. And when I reported them, nothing happened. Zero follow-up. And yes, Wiimod cheaters still exist. You can find the players who ID the ghost before even leaving the van. Why is this a thing in 2025? The big 25. Why Kinetic Games? You've addressed the cheaters. You've tried addressing the cheaters. Nothing has been done about it. But the most disheartening part of why I made this video. This is the main reason why I wanted to make this video. The ghosts themselves. What the hell happened? They take forever to interact. You can sit in a house for 10, 15 minutes waiting for nothing. It's not scary, it's boring. The pacing is completely off. There's no pressure, escalation, just silence. Until you finally get a door creak and then nothing for another 5 minutes. Even worse, the ghosts just have no real identity anymore. I remember when I could walk into the house of Tanglewood and get a vibe. Oh, this feels like a mare. This might be a revenant. But now, they just all blur together. There's no personality. No behavior that actually feels unique. Just slightly twisted stats and a label. And if you miss one of their very limited interactions, good luck figuring out where it is or who it is. You'll either stall the round or take a random guess. That's not engaging gameplay, guys. It's guesswork. The sanity system is another thing that needs serious attention. Tying ghost hunts to average team sanity just doesn't work. If one player is at 90 and the other is at 10%, the game does not care. The ghosts can still hunt, making team resource management frustrating and pointless. You could use your last sanity pill on the lowest person, but it wouldn't matter if you have two other teammates that are still below 50%. It feels unfair. It removes player agency, and it turns a smart survival mechanic into a roll of the dice. One of the most frustrating things about all of this is there's no way to give easy feedback. Why do I need to join a Discord server to report bugs or suggest changes? And when I did try to contribute in the past, I was met with arrogance. I asked a simple question about sanity once, just trying to understand how it worked, and I was basically shut down with a "you don't know what you're talking about" attitude. That killed my desire to even help improve this game. And I know I'm not the only one who's had that experience. Let's also talk about how the leaderboard and event system have been taken over by a very specific playstyle. One pushed, often unintentionally, by top streamers and content creators. They use preset custom difficulties to crank out fast runs. They ID ghosts in maybe 3-4 minutes with little interaction, and that's fine for them. But when those tactics dominate the leaderboard, casual players are left behind. You can't compete unless you adopt that meta, and there's no room for slow, investigative gameplay anymore. The kind this game used to encourage. The kind that made it special. Now, of course, you might be thinking I'm doing this to shit talk Kinetic Games, trying to downplay the game. I'm not saying this at all to trash Phasmophobia or Kinetic Games. I'm saying this because I love the game. Or at least I used to. I still want to. I want to get scared again. I want to feel like I'm actually hunting something, but right now, that magic is just gone. The systems feel hollow. The ghosts just feel lifeless. The community feels hostile. And development feels like it's heading in a direction that just doesn't reflect the game's original soul. Kinetic Games, if you're listening, please reconsider the path you're taking. This game could be a timeless horror classic. It just needs that heart again. I don't want this game to end up being something like Demonologist, where the game comes out of early access and the devs just immediately close down and just stop working on it. Of course, if you've been feeling the same way, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your guys' experience and what you think makes Phasmophobia good, what might be bad. I want to believe in Phasmophobia again, but for now, I'm stepping back. Hey guys, it's me, post-edit. I just want to make a quick little jump in here that I do apologize for the audio with the static when I was talking. My fan was on and I didn't realize it got picked up, but hopefully you guys still understand everything that I've been talking about. I do have a quick clip for you guys to watch from my VOD that I feel ties in with this a bit nicely, that shows, a lot what's wrong with the game, some of the bullshit I've been going through, as well as the clip you've been watching, the gameplay you've been watching, has been me trying to find the ghost the entire fucking time. And then a bit after that, I showcase the sound recorder and video recorder and why it's good design, but the execution was a bit bad. And you'll see that after the VOD clip. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you later.
Is that a revenant?
What? What?
Did bro follow you?
No, it was downstairs. Now, something else is part of the commentary that I never got to show you guys, or really kind of like blend in with the video well, that I want to show you, is the sound recorder evidence, the way it works, and the camera. Okay, now on the surface, while we're coming in here, on the surface, this seems awesome. A new way to capture stuff from ghosts. It sounds amazing. However, I'm gonna show you guys why I don't like this. So, if you're by yourself and you say want to get spirit box evidence, right? The only way you can get it. We actually got some. Oh, never mind. But the only way you can get it by yourself is if you have it just sit here recording, and you have to wait for the ghost to say something before you can get evidence. So, as you can see there, we check the thing. We did get an EMF 5. Which is, it's all right. This is probably the more easier evidence to get. However, you obviously need to have the ghosts give EMF 5 in order to get that audio, which means you need to work your investigation around different evidence, which, you know, is cool. I'm trying to make a video here. And I just tried to record and it didn't do it. Now, so that was another one that I will show you guys here. It was a laugh. Now, so here's another problem that I have with this, with the way this works. You get $5 for a fucking paranormal laugh. Would you somehow get more for an EMF reading? Now, by the way, I should mention, there's other things that the ghost can do that you only get $5 for. The thing you're here to investigate is something you basically get punished for recording. I don't understand it. I don't know what the fuck is going through their minds when they decided to make these audio things. But they did. They fucking did. Now, of course, this isn't me trying to spread hate again. This isn't me trying to spread hate to Kinetic Games and the developers. I just can't record that. But should be able to get oh, of course. You can't record the dirty water now because, oh my fucking god. This is another thing I was gonna bring up, but we were doing this on a quarter. Still hasn't given us a spirit box, so we're just not gonna do that. But another problem I have with this is the video recorder itself. So we're going to see if we can wait until the ghosts can do something. Essentially show its form or whatnot. Okay, so we got the door to move. How much do you think you're gonna get for that? You only get $5. This I kind of understand a little bit. It's just a door moving, but it's still part of the ghost's behavior. Now you might think you only get $5 because the door is something that the ghosts can commonly do, and you'd be right. However, if you do it again, say we wanted to try and get another one, maybe get another $5, another $2 tier bonus, it counts as a duplicate, and in that case, you lose money. You get basically no money for that next one. Which again brings me to my next point. Why aren't these values scaled correctly? The evidence I do understand being priced high. Like you get higher money for the evidence because it's tied, that recording, audio, whatnot is tied to that evidence. That makes sense. I don't know, guys. There's just a lot going on with this game, especially with the Chronicles update coming out, that I just don't like, and I hope that they just fix, you know?